President Trump and presidential hopeful Michael Bloomberg battling it out in a Twitter feud this week. And now today, there's a report that he could be trying to recruit dear old Hillary Clinton as a running mate. Really, Mike? Let's ask my panel their take on it. Fox News contributor Lisa Boothe, along with host of the Aggressive Progressive podcast, Chris Hahn. All right, so what we've got here is Michael Bloomberg talking about bringing on Hillary Clinton as a possible running mate. What do you think the chances of that are, Chris? And is that a good idea?
I think the chances of that are zero. I think whoever the Democratic nominee is, no matter whether it's Bloomberg or Bernie, their running mate's going to have to be a big part of how they unify the different parts of the party. Bloomberg and Hillary are from the same part of the party. Bernie Sanders is more likely to choose Hillary Clinton than Mike Bloomberg is. So, and I don't think Hillary Clinton's interested in being anybody's second banana. So I think that's a story that's just somebody trying to get some clicks on the internet, and it's never going to happen.
All right, Lisa, what do you think?
I've not heard the second bananas. I like that one. I might use that in the future. Here's the thing. Mike Bloomberg is a manufactured candidate. It is a mirage right now. He is the only Democratic candidate who has not been tested. He's not had to go on a debate stage. He has been standing behind, hundreds of millions of dollars of paid advertising contrived by consultants and pollsters and people presenting an image of him, but it's not real. We haven't seen who Mike Bloomberg really is on a debate stage, actually being tested, actually having to be vulnerable and exposed in front of the voters. And I think once they see Mike Bloomberg on the stage, squared up with the rest of the candidates, if he ends up on a debate stage, they're going to be turned off for him. They're not going to be interested in him.
What are the chances of him picking Hillary Clinton?
Well, I don't think he's going to be the Democratic nominee, so I would say
no.
None.
But what do you think if he were? Would he pick Hillary? Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, it makes sense because there are both boring candidates that have no core convictions and aren't rooted in anything, and that don't have compelling messages.
Let me get to the fun stuff. So Donald Trump in a tweet calls Mike Bloomberg, Mini Mike, is a 5'4" massive dead energy. And then, of course, Bloomberg responds and calls Donald Trump a carnival barking clown, which is kind of amazing, Chris. I mean, it seems to me that Bloomberg is the guy who doesn't have the fortitude, should we call it, to even show up on a debate stage, but is able to buy himself a third term as New York City mayor, when if anyone should have been a New York City mayor for a third term, it should have been Rudy Giuliani after 9/11, but I digress. And now he's trying to buy himself into the Democrat Party. Even the Democrats don't want him to do this. What do you think?
Actually, it's the Democratic candidates that are inviting him to the debate next week. And I think he's going to wind up on that debate stage next week. And as for his height, Mike Bloomberg's a lot taller than Donald Trump when they're both standing on top of their wealth. So let's just keep it at that. And Bloomberg's going to put all that wealth into beating Donald Trump, whether he's the nominee or not. So Donald Trump should really try to back off the criticism of him so that maybe if he loses this primary, he stays out of the general election. If I was Donald Trump, I would stop criticizing Mike Bloomberg right now.
But, Lisa, doesn't Michael Bloomberg, simply by the fact that he's willing to invest hundreds of millions of dollars, irrespective of whether he's the candidate, into anyone to take down Donald Trump, that's almost like a jealousy that is like, I'm taking you out even if it's not me.
Well, yeah, and I think all President Trump has to say is, I'm president, you're not. And look, you also think about the fact, look, Donald Trump, when he was candidate in 2016, he spent less than the competitive primary opponents and still won. He spent half of what Hillary Clinton spent and still won because he was a dynamic candidate with a compelling message. Mike Bloomberg has to spend hundreds of millions of dollars, and we don't even know in what that's going to get him in terms of delegates because, again, he's not competed in any of these contests yet. So we will see on March 3rd, we will see on Super Tuesday what he's able to do with that money. But always remember that President Trump, when he was a candidate, spent less than everyone else, still won because he was a compelling candidate with a compelling message.
Chris.
Mike Bloomberg is not.
Last word, Chris.
Well, Lisa, Donald Trump was a master of the media in 2016. And the president manipulated the media better than any candidate I've ever seen. And the media assisted by covering those rallies of his like they were breaking news every single night because they were waiting to see if he said something ridiculous, which he did often. And he did that on purpose.
No, they covered him because no one has ever had crowds like that. And that's the end of that. Lisa Boothe, Chris Hahn, thanks so much.